So the Royal Jersey Agricultural and Horticultural Society, or RJA&HS as we, in a mouthful, call it, was founded nearly 200 years ago. And the collection really represents all of our printed material over that period of time: journals, essays, statistics, documents, reports, magazines. It's really the whole thing. And quite a number of the documents and the items are unique, so they're the only copies we've got. So it's been a massive undertaking for us to collate it all together, but actually then preserve it. And by digitally scanning it and having it in this format, we can now relax a bit that as we've only got one document of something, it's now safe and preserved forever, which is a really good thing. For me, because my background is in Jersey cattle breeding, of course, it's anything to do with Jersey cows. So this really documents from the very early days of the Jersey breed right up to the present day. So that as the breed is now the second most numerous breed of dairy cow in the world, it's a very significant history for dairy farming globally. So that's a massive resource for people who are interested in Jersey cattle, so that they can come and dib in and research the history of the breed back to its foundation. I think it's going to depend on why people are looking at the archive. So because it covers a very broad range of subjects, from breeding of Jersey cattle, history of farming, rural industries in the island, and because it names an awful lot of people, it could be somebody researching their family history. They'll find that particularly interesting. Somebody researching the background of the Jersey breed, they'll be interested in that. But some of our members going back over the years have been leaders in their field, and they've written scientific papers about plant breeding. So it's going to be of different interest to different people. A good example is our auditors for the Society have been going for a long time themselves, and they weren't sure about the early history of their own company. And whilst they were looking through the archive, they found some reports which documented how their firm started, and because they've been involved with us for nearly a century now. So next thing we heard was our accountancy firm sending us emails saying how fascinated they were to read about the early history of their company. We're looking at a number of things. What we've done is the base documentation, but now what we want to look at is a photographic archive. And whilst quite a lot of the photographs do appear in the publications, we've got a huge collection of other photographs that don't, so we'd like to add those. We're also looking at putting the herd book online, which the herd book is the stud records of the animal breeding. So all pedigree jerseys will be able to trace their ancestry right back to the very first animals registered in the herd book. So that, for somebody who's really interested in pedigree research, that'll be a huge resource for them. And we've just started doing a series of interviews with older farmers to get their memories of farming when they were young and how it's changed over the years. So we can actually have a record of people's views and get their opinions and their ideas, which I think brings it to life as well as the written article, to be able to hear somebody who was alive and farming 50 years ago and what it was like for them. I think that'll be a massive addition as well. Well, for us, it's got two real benefits. Well, I suppose three benefits, really. Firstly, it preserves it. So now we don't have to have sleepless nights about what happens if the office burns down and we lose all these precious records. So that's the first thing. Secondly, actually from a purely practical point of view from staff, we get people from all over the world regularly emailing us, asking us for information, and can we find out about this? And they had a great-great-great-great-grandfather who lived in Jersey, and do we know anything about him? Which is, whilst it's very nice, it does take up quite a bit of our time. So with this, we'll be able to simply point them in the direction of the archive and say, go for it, have a good look. You'll find all the answers in there. And then the third reason is it actually promotes our activities. I think it will attract people to become members of the Society. They might be interested, having seen what's in the archive, that they'd like to know more and be a part of our activities. So we think it's got benefits on multiple layers. Towns have been brilliant. We've 2 or 3 of our staff members have been dealing with you directly, and I've been more sort of overviewing. But I know all the reports, everybody said you've been a dream to work with, very patient, very understanding, taken a great interest in the project from the word go. helping us with preparing applications for grant funding, because we were very pleased to receive a grant from the Jersey Community Foundation to help the cost of it. So it's been a really, really good project and great to work with you guys.